Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your December 2016 reading. Congratulations on making it to the end of the year. And I love this particular reading because we get a little bit of a peek of what's coming through for 2017 and also just a nice wrap up to the year. This month I am sort of talking to everybody about empathy, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because I've noticed, to be frank, in the media right now, there's probably been a lack of that. Definitely in certain sort of world leaders, we're not seeing that. And so this month I'm encouraging everyone to open up their hearts, and particularly around this season too, it makes sense to try to be kinder to other people, try to understand where they're coming from before you jump in and ask a question or react. And particularly in the month of December, I think it's going to put you in a great place and make this planet a little bit nicer. At least from the subscriber base here, we can all make a difference. And we'll see if the messages come through for you, but if not, I wanted to make a little bit of a comment for every sign that could be something we could all work on collectively. So, now for you. The first word that came through as I was thinking about you, your channeled information was liberate, or liberation. Freedom, basically. But I like the word liberate because it's all about taking something that's penned up, trapped, or needs to be released and letting it go. And so you could be liberating fear, you could be liberating your thought process about a person or an environment. There's a lot of ways this could apply to you, but I think what it means is taking the key, opening it up, and letting things go. So that's one thing I'd love for you to work on over the course of this month. Let's before I shuffle the cards, let's take a look at your catalyst as well and see how the theme of the month is going to look for you, because for those of you that are new, this card usually connects to every single card that we pull afterwards. So it's very important. That's why I'm looking at it now. And it says balance. I'll bring a state of perfect balance and harmony into my world, and I'll do so without judgment. So really what I see with this is I actually want you to not worry so much about perfection and more about what feels good. Balance is about sometimes just figuring out, okay, close enough. You need to feel like things are okay and that you're not being held back. That's really where the liberation is going to happen. If you are freer to do what you want, then you're going to be able to do everything that you need to do with more ease. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. And the very first thing that came through is the Hierophant reverse, and that is all about like strict cultures or work cultures, being in a very like corporate environment. So I understand now why that need for liberation is coming through. There's a lot that's being asked of you this month. Almost every card is reversed, which is unusual, but we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, that's highly, highly unusual, but I've seen I've seen weirder things with the cards. So we'll just go basically card by card and talk about this. Your central card is the Hierophant reversed. The Hierophant is all about structures, demands, expectations. The reversal of this is about making sure that you don't miss an important process. So in regards to possibly like a document, or if you're appointing someone for a council, or if you yourself are trying to maybe apply for a visa or a marriage license, this is about making sure that every single detail has been met. And so take your time, have someone else help you with it, because I think you can absolutely accomplish what you want. This card doesn't have a reversal because it's crossing, but the Nine of Pentacles is good. This shows me resourcefulness. Having all of this either energy or information or resources at your fingertips basically tells me that all you need to do is ask or look, and you should be able to find the information that you're seeking. When I look at your deep past, I see a very strong air sign coming through. So it could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Regardless of who it is, what I see with this person is they are an advocate. And this can be someone that can really be strong for you and help you if you need it. Love is absolutely around you. The only thing that might happen is you could either have like an overprotective parent or a very demanding relative or loved one that's needing more of your energy. When the cups are reversed like this, it's usually showing someone that needs more of your time and attention. what you need to decide is if that feels good. I'm going to ascribe the person that is in need to the Knight of Wands, and so that's going to be a fire sign like an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. And what you need to decide with that is how much energy do I want to give to this person? Because they seem like they're very stubborn, they're very sort of set in their ways. And what I see you doing this month is needing to use your own energy to manifest, and you don't want that person pulling you back. So you have the Magician here in your near future and your best outcome. So what would be a better use of your time and energy is to just divert that into your own life and feel free and try to bring in better situations rather than fixing someone who doesn't want to be fixed. For some of you, this is a month of travel, possibly taking your business into a different place, or being taken there by your whatever you do for your day job. The other thing is, with the world reversed, it can sometimes feel like you're literally part of your world is being sort of like turned upside down, that you don't know if you can keep up with all the changes. And this happens sometimes if your parents are selling their old house or something, and you feel like, well, wait, that's where we used to go for the holidays. Now what are we doing? Or suddenly you and your spouse have to take a new job, or decide you need to move because your family's bigger or smaller. Whatever it is, it creates a sense of unease and like uneasiness and feeling like whatever was home and safe is missing now. That's where you want to find a little bit more security and balance. So in those examples that I just cited, you might want to spend time with an old friend and spend time in a place that feels really welcoming. Or if all things are sort of crazy in your life, keep one thing steady. Maybe you play a competitive sport and you want to continue that, or there's a certain pastime that you enjoy. Stick with one part of your routine if everything else is going to sort of fall into disarray. I think you're going to be fine. With the environmental card being the Nine of Cups, very close to what I'm seeing here. I feel like you're going to be able to turn around the situation with a loved one. It's going to be okay, and you're still going to have enough energy to do what you want to do. As I look at your hopes and fears, though, I do see a lot going on in the head this month. It means a lot of thought process, a lot of questioning, maybe not a lot of answers. So it's okay to have these months where it's just sort of meditative and wondering, should I do this, should I do that? You're ending on the King of Pentacles reverse, so two notes with this. One is to try to avoid any sort of extravagant spending. I know it's hard because a lot of you celebrate holidays over December, different types of holidays, and almost everybody recognizes New Year's on some level, so there's going to be a lot of things pulling at our time and resources. This is saying don't go overboard when it comes to buying outfits, buying gifts, or eating too much, or anything like that. It's about moderation, remembering that balance was part of that message. Also, I have to say, for love this month, there is definitely opportunities to date. We have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups upright, showing me probably around the 9th or 10th of the month, actually, where it's going to be a little easier to date. But all of the signs that came through, and you actually could have multiple suitors. We have a few different suits in the Wands and one in Pentacles, so a lot of fire, a lot of earth coming through for you. Ask yourself if you need the distraction this month. With all of these being reversed, I think it could be fun. It could be there. I see a lot of social gatherings for you. You just have to decide if you have the time and energy for this right now. I'm not sure if you do. Let's expand your forecast, and we might get some clarity on that. We'll start with your general health and well-being. Okay, so we have this completion card, which goes very nicely also with the World card. Now, the full moon, I will say this, for those of you that are trying to conceive or haven't, it can have to do with fertility, basically. So this is a month where the card does read completion on this, so it's a great month to possibly bring that dream into being closer to being a reality, or realizing that maybe you need to explore other avenues. But the completion part of this means that if you've been struggling or trying to make that happen, things are going to clear up. The full moon also has to do with water, and because the moon controls the tides. And so you really want to look at, are you retaining water? Are you drinking enough water? Look at how the water is moving through your body. So in particular, I got water retention. So if that's the case, maybe you need to see a doctor. Maybe you need to make sure that you're having enough hydration. Sometimes that can cause swelling. But again, I'm not a doctor, and you should check that out. So pay extra attention to water and water retention in your body. Let's take a look now at wealth and career. For wealth, we have throat chakra. And what does that mean exactly? That means that your communication is almost the most important thing when it comes to career this month. So it's how people are going to judge you, and it's also how you're going to open up opportunities. And part of what you want to think about, because your center card was the Hierophant reversed, is what's the process in your sort of culture, your group, whatever it is that you need to sort of speak up and trying to work within the constraints of that. Basically exercising diplomacy. That's going to get you quite far, and the best day to sort of like, or your diplomatic opportunity sort of peaks around the 5th of the month. So you should be able to open up, say something difficult if you have to, and then enjoy the rest of the month. All right, so let's take a look now at romance and relationships. Retreat. And this is basically saying not only is it okay, but it's encouraged for you to try to spend time either away with your partner if you have someone in your life, or if you need a little bit of distance, the two of you could pick some activities that allow you some time apart, and then you can talk about them. And if you're alone, doing something you love, like hiking, jogging, or even if it's shopping, whatever it is. But I want you to engage in an activity this month with someone, or if you're going to do it apart, talk to them later about it so that you're still connecting, because this is in the romance area. So ideally it would be better to either do something romantic with an existing lover if you have one, or a partner, and if you don't, do something with a friend, or do an activity that could bring in partnership opportunities. So your key to meeting people is actually to go away from your house or your place of work, out doing something unique. And that's you can't, basically it's saying don't stay at home, or you're not going to meet someone that way. But for those of you that seem to be really connected, there was a message on there saying to sort of disconnect with the world. I would also say with devices. So this is about just spending some quality time with someone that you love without having your work buzz, your work pager going off, or your email beeping every 5 minutes. And your trajectory for this month is sensitivity. And this is actually a good one. This is saying that if you wanted to focus a little bit this month on meditation and psychic development, it's absolutely there for the taking for you. It's also saying that you really want to be careful about not just your sort of emotions and your spiritual sensitivity, but also your body. Trying not to be around toxic chemicals, harsh environments, loud noise. You may find that you need a little bit more quiet time this month, and if that's the case, go for it, because I think that would be very good as well. All right, let's go ahead and summarize this. All of the cards that we see for this month. Your channeled information was to liberate, to free yourself, to allow old processes to fall away if need be, and also to achieve balance wherever possible in your life. Particularly, it looks like in regards to saying no to maybe a very needy family member, and then also if there's been some significant change, like a move. Usually when the World card is reversed, it either means restructuring, renovation of the home, or possibly an unexpected move. It could also extend to your workplace. They could be moving your cubicle or something like that you really want to balance out and feel like there's something stable in your life. I mentioned that structure is almost unavoidable. We have the Hierophant in the middle. Be resourceful. You have a lot of things at your disposal, whether it's people to talk to or actual sort of money or resources, so take advantage of that. You also seem to have an advocate in a strong air sign, so you have a very strong Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius in your court. Take advantage of that as well. With the Ten of Cups reversed, again, making sure that you're not giving too much of your time and effort. For dating this month, it seems like it's probably not necessarily worth the effort that you would put into it, but that's not saying you shouldn't have fun and you shouldn't be social. Just knowing that it's probably going to be more difficult to create a long-term relationship this month than other months. And if you're in a long-term relationship, make sure that you spend time and appreciate that person. That came through in the oracle cards as well. As we look at your health, we mentioned that I want you to spend a lot of attention looking at your how does your body feel in regards to water and water retention. For those of you looking for answer with fertility, I feel like this month you'll be able to know definitively if it's worth it or not. And otherwise, this is saying just watch your emotional states, because the moon sort of controls all three of those things. So don't let your emotions get carried away. Communication is really key this month. It can help you quite a bit in work, the 5th being one of the key dates for that. If you're in a long-term relationship, think about planning a weekend together away from friends and family and work distractions. If you're single, think about going somewhere that you love. Maybe it is sort of a retreat. Maybe it's like a yoga retreat, or something that you are going away with like-minded people, but it's still playful. And if you're in a new relationship, it means just spending some time away from all of those distractions and turning off your phones if you can. Your body and your mind may be more sensitive this month than other months. Try to avoid really loud or toxic areas, and also play around with the psychic development this month, because I think with this sensitivity card you may have good luck with meditation. So hopefully that was helpful. Looks like overall you have a pretty good month ahead of you, and looking into next year it looks okay too. There's a lot of people and activity happening for you, and so your biggest challenge will be deciding who and what you want to put your attention on so that you don't get too distracted or overextended. If you ever need more specific information and want to do a one-on-one, I do offer private readings. I'll post a link in the corner so you can look at my rates and availability. And if you want to keep in touch, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe. But I have a newsletter, and I send that out on the 1st of each month, so that's a great way to keep in touch. And I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you're on any of those and you want to connect with me, I'll put a link for that as well. Finally, if you ever want to just donate to the channel so that you can help create monthly videos like this, feel free to do that as well. There'll be an optional donate button on the last screen. Most importantly, I just want to say thank you, and I want to wish you, your family, and your friends a wonderfully happy 2017, and I hope that whatever you celebrate over the month of December, that it brings you joy. And thank you so much for sharing time with me. I want to just say, give that right back to you. Satnam, and have a great new year. Bye-bye.